Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Are you wishing and hoping and praying for 2020 to be over with already? Are you excited for the new year to arrive? Well, let's talk about how to demand more of yourself in 2021. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And there are so many people out there who can't wait for 2020 to be over with. They're ready for a fresh start in 2021. I don't know if that's you or not, but I was listening to a webinar the other day. I don't know if it was a webinar or workshop, whatever. I believe the name was Melanie Lair. I could be wrong on the name. I'm going off memory here, but as she was sharing some thoughts, and I'm jotting down some notes, I'm like, man, I need to come and share some of these little nuggets with you, because it was a different perspective than what I had previously done, and perhaps you previously done as well. And so even over the past couple of days, there's been a few other mentors of mine or people that I follow that almost seem to be in alignment with this thought. So I'm like, okay, let's formulate and create a podcast episode that I can relate some of this information to you, so you may rethink your thoughts about the past year and all of the craziness that happened. Now, I want to take a moment and give a shout out. I'm going to actually open up my podcast app. I want to give a shout out to a few people that have dropped by in the podcast app and left a review and just a little note. I so appreciate it, and it really helps out a lot of other people discover what this show is and what it's meant to you. So, DJ Valerie B. Love writes, stoked that Perry is sharing his wisdom and enthusiasm. Love the episode about legacy and listening to his love and tribute to his wife who passed. Love hearing about how she loved dogs and a park was dedicated for her. You rock, Perry. Hey, thanks, DJ Valerie. So appreciate that. And another screen name. I wish I knew who you were. JF0000T. Shouting out to that screen name. Perry is a wonderful host, motivating, actionable, and easy to listen to. I love listening to this podcast, and it gets me motivated. Thanks so much. Appreciate that so much. And for those of you that pop over even into the getting over into the podcast app, really, it touches my heart when you get in there and share what it's meant to you, and it lets me know that, wow, this content is resonating to you. So thanks for taking the time. For those of you that get over and you're catching it on YouTube and the video version of this, waving at you, thanks so much for tuning in and leaving a comment there. But even if you haven't left a comment, if you can click the subscribe button and the notifications button so that you can get alerts each time I drop a new episode there, then you'll get that and be able to access all that content. You absolutely rock. Thank you so much. Why start new? Every year you think about it, we get to the beginning of the year and we're like, okay, this is my year. That past year, and this happens even more often than 2020. You've heard it in the past years. People are like, so many bad things happened this past year. I can't wait to be over with. As if everything will disappear from that past year and they're starting new. But there tends to be this pattern year after year after year of this starting over, starting new. And you got to think about it. Weren't there a lot of lessons from this past year, especially 2020, that you can grow and build on? When we feel the need to start over, we often find ourselves spinning our wheels over and over again. Every year a fresh start, every year a new beginning, every year going to get organized, every year losing the same 20 pounds, every year earning more money, every year pushing for our goals and putting them out to the next year, to the next year, to the next year. Every year writing off the past year because of all the challenges we faced. Every year thinking everything was happening to you and against you. But what if everything was happening for you to help make you strong so that you could grow and push forward? Rethink the past year. What did you do in 2020 that built you up? What did you learn? What things happened that changed you? How did you adjust to living and learning new ways to do things? That's your foundation for the next year, to build upon 2020, not to write it off and get rid of it. You know, when we write off the last year, we literally rob ourselves. We rob ourselves of the possibility, and we actually put it out there that, oh, the past year wasn't enough for us. And when we do that year after year after year, it's so defeating. But when you flip that script and you build upon year after year, no matter what you go through, you tap into something called the compound effect, and you give yourself more power and more power to create more. So think about that. What were the blessings from the past year? What were the lessons? What were the memories? Whom did I become? What will I not take for granted again? What made you stronger and a more powerful human being in 2020? That's the stuff that gives you power to take in to 2021. You see, the ones who wipe the slate clean, starting over and over, year after year, like I said, it's so defeating. And I see this happen really prominently in some of the fitness groups I run. People start, stop, and I'm in it for this time, and then stop. I'm gonna do it this time, and then quit. And they get so far, they get off track, and they start over, never finishing and transitioning into the next. Some people get to week 6 of a workout program, get off track, start back at week 1. Get all the way up to week 7, start over at week 1. You've played those games before where you're playing a board game, you're playing some sort of team building game. You get so far, you might even get to close to the finish, and then something happens and you have to go all the way back to the beginning. You know how frustrating that can be, right? People starting and stopping and starting and stopping and never transitioning, never finishing. You know, I tell people when they get to week 6 and if they fall off track, when they come back in, start with week 7. Keep going. But they have this mindset they got to start from the beginning and get to completion, and they never finish. It's easy to start, but finishing is hard. It takes focus, determination, it takes consistency. It's being disciplined even when you have no motivation. There's the trick right there. It's showing up no matter what and embracing the journey along the way and the lessons that come with it. 2020 taught you a lot. You learned lots. Extract those lessons at the closing of this year, not the beginning of this year. I think, what was the lady's name, that Melissa that I just talked about? Melanie. Oh my gosh, I apologize if you're listening to this. Extract those lessons. Every year there's a beginning. Every year there's a close, and then there's a transition into the next. That's what she had said. And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. It's not, we're ending this year, new year starting. No, it's there's a beginning, there's a closing, and a transition into the next. You know, this will give you the opportunity to upgrade your standards by raising your expectations and demanding more of yourself. It allows you to upgrade your beliefs and question yourself and question those things that slow you down or those limiting beliefs that you may have. Just questioning those and replacing them with more positive, empowering things, and upgrading your strategy by modeling successful behavior. Success leaves clues. Find your mentors. Find people that have accomplished what you want to accomplish. Model those behaviors. 2021 can be your best year yet, using the momentum and the growth from 2021. Now, in the show notes, I'm going to give you a few links to some powerful tools so you can level up your game in 2021. And one of those tools, so beautiful. One of those tools will have you accelerating your results within the first 100 days. I've done it a few times, and it's like, wow. So keep pushing hard for your health, for your fitness, for your mindset goals, because it's worth the time, the effort, and sacrifice, because you are worth it, my friend. My friend Autumn Calabrese said, you either sacrifice a little bit now for what you want, or what you want will become what is sacrificed. Ooh, reality check there. Here's your action steps to close out 2020. I just learned this from my friend Milan Jensen. Shout out to you, Milan. She calls it the 4 R's. Reflect, renew, reconnect, reengage. Reflect on your wins and your wisdom. The wins are what worked for you this past year, and your wisdom is what didn't work and what did you learn from them. Renew. Renew any commitments, hopes, intentions for the new year. Maybe there's some things that you wanted to accomplish in 2020 and it just didn't happen. Renew those. Just look back at those and say, which ones do I want to carry forward? And which ones were like, it's maybe not the big thing that I thought it would be. Next one is to reconnect. Reconnect with your why for doing this. And I'm going to encourage you to dig deep on this. Simple exercise. Write down why whatever it is you want to accomplish, write down why. And then question that. Why is that important to me? And once you get that written down, say, why is that important to me? And do that 7 different times, looking at the previous answer and asking yourself, why is that important? When you get to the 7th level, you'll have your why. And the last one is to reengage, getting into action and starting to lead yourself. Nobody's going to do this for you. You'll be of service to others when you put yourself first. Then reengage with people. Decide who and how you will show up for others. And if you need focus, structure, support on this journey, because you are one of those people that tends to have that start and stop habits and behaviors that have happened over and over again, you're ready for that to finally end, especially when it comes to your fitness roller coaster, like barriers, obstacles, they're always trying to sidetrack you, then for sure, sign up for my next free 5-day workshop. I'm starting it at the beginning of this year. Give me 5 days and you're going to crack the code to burning the stubborn fat, building the lean muscle, having the endless energy, reaching your goals, no matter what plan you choose. Now, some of the things we'd cover in this workshop: how to target the hidden and mental emotional barriers that are holding you back. That's where a lot of people struggle. They don't target the things, that the mindset stuff that keeps knocking them off track and starting and stopping their goals. You get through those, man, then you're unstoppable. We also go through how to crush your top limiting beliefs so that you can stay laser focused on your goals and take action steps to achieve them immediately. Those are a little bit easier than some of the other deeper emotional barriers, but there's still things that we give power to just because we've got a story that's in our head. You also get my step-by-step framework designed to bust through your top barriers and have a solid game plan for achieving every single one of your health and fitness goals. And you can stop the guilt of avoiding your exercise goals, or perhaps you bought gym memberships, or maybe you've got some elaborate fitness equipment that you bought and you don't use and you feel guilty every time you see it. I'm going to help you stop that. And you're going to finally have a game plan to finally start creating that healthy lifestyle of your dreams, even if you think you've tried everything. So if you are someone who always finds yourself starting and stopping your exercise plan, you feel guilty and frustrated, and eventually end up ignoring your fitness goals year after year, you're bummed every time you have to buy new clothing, or you're walking past a mirror, you're mad because the results never seem to come fast enough, and you're too tired, you're too busy, you have no time, but you know you need to do something, Join me for that free 5-day online workshop because it's time to break out of that monotonous routine and turn everything that you think you know about fitness, energy, nutrition, weight loss, you're going to flip that completely upside down. Go over to upsidedownfit.com, register for the very next free workshop coming at the beginning of January as of this recording. That's all I have for this week, my friend. You absolutely rock it. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Please share, subscribe, and leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app because it helps others discover this show. And for those of you on YouTube, catching the video version of this show, waving at you, you can see me there. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications button so you get an alert each time a new show drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.